Good morning. It's turned out nice again. Motherfucker. How's it going, guys? You all right? Let's give a shout out to Brendan Thomas, Ian, Alan Metcalfe, Jen, Watty, Steve Jenkins, Johnny McLean, Steve Rolls, and Ben. I think I gave a shout out to Red Noble and Phil Ash the other day. These are people that have bought, super thanks, I think they're called, or super chats. There's a love art button under my videos, and I think you can do it on, well, I know you can do it on the streams, but I don't know if it's a love, I don't know. But it's basically people that have bought me a coffee or a mucky beer, however way you want to look at it. Do you know what I mean? And I'll be having some mucky beers today because I am going out for a few sherbets at 12 o'clock UK time, 12 noon. That sounds a bit dangerous, that. The thinking is, let's go out a bit earlier, 1 o'clock here, local time, and then it won't be such a late night. That's the thinking. Now, Bri Partridge, a Cop Talk member, you'll see him in the streams here all the time and in the comments. He's out here in Spain at the moment, so he's coming up to my local today. How cool is that? Do you know what I mean? That'd be nice, won't it? So we're going to have a few sherbets. I love Bri, he's a really nice kid. Shame he hasn't brought Laura with him, his chick, because she's a nice girl too. That's what we'll be doing today. Someone left me a comment on my video last night, one of my videos last night. They weren't being very nice to me, guys. I gotta be honest. They called me a bedroom YouTuber, which is kind of ironic because I don't use any of the 8 bedrooms in my, Mediterranean villa to work on Cop Talk. He also said about the fake background. I mean, I guess this must be a green screen, is it? that's behind me. Do you know what I mean? So, listen, I actually use an apartment underneath my villa for Cop Talk. Like over here, look, this is where I chill as well. Look, can you see over here? Look, this is my little gaming area. I've got the monitors there, for the Xbox and for when Liverpool are playing. I can do a bit of Xbox on one screen and watch Liverpool on the other screen, and that's. You get these people that come out with the nasty comments every now and then. Do you know what I mean? I've been called a lot worse over the years, but don't be bitter, mate. Do you know what I mean? I mean, even if I was a bedroom YouTuber, and I'm sure there's plenty of them on here, so what? At least they're doing something with their lives, aren't they? Rather than just going around being mean and nasty. I mean, what sort of upbringing did you have? I'll be honest with you. Cop Talk started in a bedroom 26 years ago. I don't think I've ever mentioned that before. And look where it got me. You know what I mean? So, I'm all right. I can handle the occasional nasty comment and that. Do you know what I mean? I'll be thinking of you this afternoon, when I go out for a drink and sit on the sun terrace, I'll just be thinking about you back home. Oh, fucking numpty. All right, what else have we got to tell you? We've had the drama. We've done the acknowledgements. I do upload some videos on here from a very good friend of mine, right? He is the resident ITK around here. And he's had a bit of a identity crisis because he was going to be called Antonio, but I've decided to call him Fabrizio. That's right. Fabrizio Nositolio, okay? There was a video on here yesterday about Richard Hughes signing a Liverpool FC contract. Those videos by, Fabrizio Nositolio, right? They're not taking the piss, by the way. Do you know what I mean? Sarah Fuxall, she's completely different. Do you know what I'm saying? I think we worked that one out. But Fabrizio Nositolio, you should pay attention to what he says, guys. I shit you not. Yes. So keep an eye out for him. What else have we got to tell you? Not a great deal, to be honest, I don't think. Videos. I don't even know what videos we're going to do today. I don't know. I ain't got long, to be honest with you. I mean, it's nearly 10 o'clock in the morning here, so I've got 3 hours, if that. And, I need to get showered and that, try and make myself look pretty. I did have an haircut yesterday, because Bri's here, when special people are coming, I like to put a bit of effort in. Obviously, Liverpool fucking had a great run out last night. Do you know what I'm really enjoying at the moment? Is seeing a lot of the kids in action for Liverpool, and it's not something that's really interested me before. Maybe it would interest someone like Sadio Mane or something like that, but not me, because I've never fallen for the, you know, the previous stuff when they go, oh, the ones for the future and all that, because then you never see him again most fucking times. But it feels very different under Jurgen. It's like Jurgen's leaving and is leaving us with these kids. Do you know what I mean? It's incredible. And I think it's the first time in my lifetime that I've looked at these youngsters, you know, in the team and thought, fucking hell, this is the future. Whereas in the past, like I say, we often get these, you know, kids signed in windows and that, and we get disappointed because we don't have the experience and like the big money, you know, Mbappe's and all that. It's like, oh yeah, another kid, one for the future, one for the future. We went through a period of that for a long time. And it kind of be like, I used to never fall for it because I think, yeah, will we ever see him? I don't want to say I've lost count of the amount of times, you know, this next Steven Gerrard was going to break through and stuff like that. So, but with this lot, I don't know about you, but, you know, the game, you know, last night and the result was obviously impressive. But I rather than focusing on the goals that were scored and the result, if you like, the digits in the result and the aggregate or whatever, I was focusing more on like these kids. I'm like, here's another one. Do you know what I mean? So it's super duper good, isn't it? Really cool and that. Yeah, I like that. Listen, there's been some really nice comments on my videos recently. I'm seeing a lot of love at the moment. You're always going to get the odd toe rag come in and be fucking smart and that. But they're the casual people. And it's funny because they're the ones that'll say clickbait. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't clickbait. I'll have a giggle sometimes. There's no doubt about that. But if they don't get it, they're not the people that I want around here. Do you know what I mean? So when I see them say something like that, I just fucking block them straight away. I ain't got time for that. But the community that we have here is exceptional. Honestly, it really is. And I bang on about it all the time, but it is just fucking mint. In fact, you know, I need to get some videos out and try and do a live stream before I go out. Maybe I'll go live with Bri Partridge later today. That'd be nice. So, yeah, I'm very grateful. I know that the people that watch my morning briefings are my hardcore viewers. Do you know what I mean? My friends. And I know everyone can't watch everything because they just haven't got fucking time. But I do know that the people that watch these videos, they're going to be the people that watch everything. And I'm so very grateful to you guys. You're fucking great. And, you know, the summer's approaching, so that should see an uptick in revenue and things like that. Which, you know, revenue is not everything, but without it, you can't fucking survive. That's the reality. But, you know, we've got the members on here, channel supporters, channel members, VIP members, podcast patrons. You know, they're all doing their bit to enable us to have this community. And I think I'm enjoying Cop Talk at the moment more than I ever done in all the time that I've done it. Which is saying a lot because in recent years, I fucking hated it. You know, when we were going through all the FSG out stuff, I don't know if it was last year. When was I seeing that chick in England? Well, which one, Dung? No, the one that I was with for quite a while would have been 2022. Was it 2022? Has it really gone that fast? 2023. Yeah, I saw her from July 22 to February 23, I think. And lovely girl. And I remember doing some videos in her kitchen with my tripod and that. That's not a euphemism. And I remember the videos were kind of all about this FSG out versus top reds. And it was, you know, I'm not wet, you know, I can handle debate and people having differing opinions and that. But at the time, if you remember, some of it was getting really like vicious. Not just the usual toxic shit on Twitter and the stuff, but people actually threatening people and that. And it was just, the fan base was just insane. It lost its head. And I wasn't really enjoying it around then. And I haven't enjoyed it a lot under FSG as well because you were coming up, you know, you'd be going into a transfer window when it's the busiest, you know, and it gives me something to talk about all the time. But under FSG, it was like, what's the point? You know, like my transfer deadline days, you know, I used to never leave my house, you know, unless I was at Melwood back in the day. But I would, you know, think, right, I can't leave the house. And my kids were young, you know, and my mum, their nana, would be like, don't bother your dad today, he'll be busy. And I'd be at my desk in my office, which I had back then. my mum would be coming in, I'd be sat like something like this, and just a cup of tea would appear next to me, and a little pat on the shoulder, you know, like that, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like your mum does. I miss my mum. And she'd put a sandwich down and something, there you go, love, all right, you know, get crack on. Because it used to be so busy. Not necessarily doing transfer deals or concluding deals, but also, you know, cancelling out rumours where people were saying such and such is at Melwood and this is happening, you know. So, but under FSG, you've not really had that. So on a transfer deadline under FSG, you'd be like, you coming out for a drink, don't you? Yeah, fuck it, now it's going to happen with Liverpool, it's FSG. So when it's like that, you kind of get a little bit disheartened, you know. And what happens with that, with those periods? That means the fans are disheartened, which means on the members' website, they'd all be arguing, or on social media, all arguing. And it's like, oh man, I can't be doing with it, you know. Whereas at the moment, the mood seems pretty good, I think, online. You know, yeah, we're going through this period of uncertainty. Jurgen's leaving, which is going to be sad when that happens. I think there'll be full-grown men and adults, women included, but, you know, what men are not supposed to cry, right? Will be in tears, I think. I think I'll be one of them, to be honest with you. And this is coming from a guy that openly admits that he's not in love with the top flight game anymore, or certainly not as passionate about the top flight game as I was. I am football, but just not the top flight game. So, like, because of the commercialism, the money involved, the detachment from the supporters, you know, overseas investors. It doesn't really matter if they're overseas, even if the British investors, I'd feel the same, if they are not football people. So there are times when it really gets a bit down, you know, and then your own personal life comes into it, things that are going on behind the scenes that not everyone knows about. That picture on my wall in the kitchen, for example, many understand what, you know, the significance of that situation. And, you know, and then, you know, all the other things that we have in life as well, every single one of us, you know, bereavement, financial problems and stresses, relationships, you know, illnesses, and all of it can sometimes get too much. And when you've got all them bad things going on in your life, you want to turn to football to escape it. Do you know what I mean? Like when my mum was in hospital when she was really ill, she was in hospital for 8 months before she died, bless her. She was only 54 when she went in. And, you know, I remember one weekend, me and Rob, my son, I'm not crying, by the way, my eyes are just very sore, as usual. Me and my son went to watch Liverpool versus Manchester United. I spent every day with my mum in hospital for 8 months, and Rob used to come on a weekend and school holidays and spend his time in the hospital as well. He was incredible, was Rob, and he was only about 10, 11. And I remember, you know, like, it was all, you can imagine, a really difficult time. And I remember Liverpool were playing Man U, and my mum was like, you know, get yourselves off to the game, you two. Go on, get to the game. I'll be all right. I'll still be here when you get back. And it was like, nah, man, you know, we're all right, you know, because obviously it's season tickets, so go to what you wanted or whatever. Nah, man, it's just leave. Don't matter. Get yourselves off to the game. Are you sure? Yes. So me and Rob went to that game, Liverpool-Manchester United. I remember it very well. And we just escaped the things in life that we all go through for a couple of hours. And you don't get me wrong, afterwards we returned to the hospital and back to reality. But I've always been a firm believer in that whatever struggles are going on in your life, Scott Cheetham, I'm sure he won't mind me mentioning this, you know, his dad's just passed away, and Scott Cheetham is a Cop Talk member and a supporter of my channel and my work, and just a really nice guy that's communicated with me many times privately. And, you know, Scott is now, he's just going through a very difficult period. And so that's why we need football to escape. You know, maybe when Liverpool were playing last night, maybe that took Scott away from things for a little while. Although sometimes initially you've got that relation, you know, maybe association, to watching the football with your dad. So I get it initially. But we all need Liverpool to escape, I think, sometimes. And I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it, guys. I really am. I'm enjoying the football. I think I try to kid myself sometimes that I'm not a fan of the top flight game anymore, but secretly I maybe am. I think I just try to convince myself, because I don't really go to the football anymore because I live overseas. I can't afford to fly backwards and forwards to football games on a weekend, stay in hotels and live it large like that. You have to prioritise what you do in life. But, I love the football. I love doing the videos for you guys. I love the members website. I love the community that we have. The great people that come into, the live streams, whether they're during the day or whether on a Saturday night when I've had a drink and can't fucking see the keyboard. There's people that come in those streams, and I'm not going to name them because I don't want anyone to feel excluded. But there are certain, people that come in and I'm like, I'm so glad, they've turned up, like, you know what I mean? And we're very lucky that we have got this community. And we'll always get those naysayers or people that leave shitty comments. But, there was someone left one yesterday, but straight away one of you guys jumped on them in the comments like, fuck, get the fuck out of here, and we've all got each other's back. I think there's not a lot I can do for you guys to give something back, and I dream of winning the lottery, not just for my own personal gain and looking after my family and friends, but I can't explain to you how much I'd love to be able to repay everybody that's supported me. Do you know what I mean? Whether it was a one-off or whether they've supported me for fucking quarter of a century or more. I'd fucking love to do it. It'd be the biggest thing I could ever do. Because good people deserve a good turn, do you know what I mean? So, I know it all sounds very wishy-washy at times, but I'm very serious about you guys and the community we have. I really am. And that's why I'm going to meet Bri Partridge today, because it gives me an opportunity to buy Bri some drinks. Do you know what I mean? So I like Bri, but he's bringing me a bottle of vodka anyway. I know he is. He always does, bless him. So yeah, I'm feeling the love at the moment. And I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you guys. And I don't just mean in a in a revenue sense, I mean, like, mentally. I think there's been times when, the last, I don't know, since the pandemic started, really, when it initially, it's been 4 fucking years now. There's been times where I hit a dark place a couple of times and didn't really want to be around anymore. But pulled through all that with you guys. I mean, things could be better, they could be worse. But again, the community and friendship that we have, we all seem to be there for each other. And Jen was saying yesterday, me and Jen were talking. For those of you who don't know, Jen's someone that has been a member around these parts for a long time, very supportive of me. Me and Jen, we were talking about when the live stream started, really, which was during when the pandemic. And Jen was saying yesterday, your streams at the time kept us going. We were literally live all day and all night. And that's when we started having a fucking drink because we were all bored and partying and whatnot. I mean, it got a bit silly, I guess, towards the end. But we were all there for each other. Do you know what I mean? And Spain had one of the strictest lockdowns in the world, and I was on my own, and it was fucking awful here. We had the military on the street. You couldn't fucking do anything. And then you'd hear about a lockdown in the UK, and you'd see everyone out on TV eating ice cream and that. Do you know what I mean? It was a little bit different in Spain back then, but we were there for each other. And I want you to know that I am there for you as well. You can email me, dunk, dunk@cocktalk.com, ever if you're feeling a bit low on that. And I do get a lot of like young lads, when I say young lads, like maybe early 20s or something like that, that'll message me sometimes saying, I'm having a bad time. And people that know me, that communicate with me, know it takes forever for me to reply to emails and messages and things. But when I see one of those emails, I always jump straight away because you never know if that person's reaching out for you. And I'm not one of these people that's mental health and all that, because I think people use it as an excuse today. At times you do have to man the fuck up and get on with it. You do. but some people obviously find it harder at times. And the thing is, you know, people will message me and say, I didn't have a dad, but you feel like my dad, or you're like an uncle, or you're like a best mate, or there's people that have watched my videos since they were fucking kids, you know, and they're full-grown adults now with fucking wives and all that, you know what I mean? So that you do have that connection with people, and I want you to know that I'm always here for you guys, every single one of you watching this video, even if you're a wanker that's run your mouth and is watching for the wrong reasons, even if you reached out to me, which you probably wouldn't, I'd still go, do you know what, mate, life's too fucking short, man. Whatever your problem is, forget it. Have a beer. What can I do for you? And it's important that that message is there for everybody. So never be embarrassed. You know, I've turned to my members over the years, you know, especially when my mum died, and said, I can't afford to do cop talk anymore. Can you help me out? And they have. And do you know how hard it is to do that? It's fucking awful. Same like every time when I end one of my videos and say, if you want to hit the super thanks and get me a coffee or a beer, I find it difficult saying that. But it's part of what you got to do to get through it. Do you know what I mean? So, talking a lot about community, but it's there. And today I get an opportunity to meet someone from this community and give them a bit back, even if it's buying their dinner or something like that. Do you know what I mean? So never ever feel that you can't reach out. And I know that other people in this community would say the same as well, because we see people come in the live streams and they'll say, this has just happened to me, something really bad. And I obviously respond, oh, but I'm here for you, mate. And you see other people will say, hey, you never walk alone, we're here for you, man. It's fucking true that, you know. And it's the same on the members website, probably more so because the members have been around for a long time and it's more of a written community, you know, so you can respond to people in time rather than catching someone on a live stream. And, you know, when we lose a member, you know, we've had members over the years that have died in accidents or been terribly ill. It's like losing someone from your family, you know, so there is a community there if you want to be a part of it. If you're watching this video and you do like the content and the people around here, but you feel like you're not part of something, you really fucking are. You really are. There's no clique around here. Everyone's on the same fucking, same footing. Do you know what I mean? So reach out, talk, have a laugh, have a giggle, you know, and let's keep this shit going for a long, long time, all right? Yeah, don't know why I'm feeling like that today. Don't know. When I do these videos, I just hit record. I don't even think about what I'm going to talk about. I don't know. So anyway, that's your morning briefing. Well, it's not really a brief video, is it? There's nothing really to tell you about Liverpool-wise. I think we'll have a look, see if there's anything worth mentioning. And then we'll regroup. Well, I'm going to do Saturday night streaming tomorrow night. Well, that's my intention. So hopefully you'll join me tomorrow night from 7:30 for a few sherbets. Hopefully, excuse me. Well, it might be a little bit later than that. I can't remember. 6. My local team play tomorrow at 6. So I'm going to that, all being well. So then I'll stream when I get home. If anything goes wrong over the weekend and you don't see me, then I suspect we'll do a live stream on Sunday, or we'll be back to normal on Monday. All right. So thanks for watching. If you appreciate the video, thumbs up. If you want to buy me a drink today, hit that super thanks button. But if you're a Muslim, just get me a coffee for Saturday morning. And once again, thank you so much for being a part of the community here and for supporting me, guys. And those comments, they're worth more than anything. And it doesn't cost anything to leave a comment saying, nice one. Do you know what I mean? And remember, we are always here for you guys, all right?